Hey everybody, welcome back. What we're going to talk about today is off-grid water, specifically hot water. How you do it and see what we have and see what happened to us. Stay tuned. So this is our hot water system here. And I say hot water system because I always had a pet peeve when people say hot water heater. I don't heat my hot water, I make my cold water hot. But anyways, that's just me. This here is an Ecotemp L10, considered a portable water heater. And it's real simple to use, and a lot of off-gridders will do this when they get started. So this is what we decided to do also. We had a little off-grid camp in the UP of Michigan, and that worked just wonderful with that. But there's been a couple problems we've been noticing with this. This is our second one that we have up here, and they're great for part-time use. I don't think they were ever meant for long-term use. So they're really easy to use. You just got cold water going in, and you got two adjustments here. You adjust your flow rate here. You can adjust the height of your flame here, and then you have a propane source going in here. They come with a line hookup for just using a grill tank, and it's just super simple to hook up. It's just a super easy way to do it. But with this one, we just hardlined it into our regular propane system. As you can see on this one, we're starting to get a little bit of browning here. And that's just from constant use. We have been doing off-grid living now at this cabin for just over 3 years. And I bet you we probably have about maybe 6 to 8 months worth of use on this one here. And this is looking okay and it's functioning well. One thing we are finding out though, since we're not hooked up to rainwater, which is what a lot of people will do, they'll have a water tank source like that. And that's what we did when we were in the Upper Peninsula, and have a 12-volt pump hooked up to that. But when the pump turns on, the water runs through here, boom, the flames come on, and you got hot water. It works really good. But with this place, we have a pressure tank, a regular pressure tank buried up at our well. And what we do notice with this is kind of, we've been dealing with it, but it's something we may have to move on from, since the pressure tank itself kicks on when the PSI goes down to 40, and then it turns off when the PSI goes up to 60. So then you get a little bit of a regulation of how much water is flowing through here. And that's what this controls. But you get that all set for one pressure. We can tell when the pressure tank gets down to where it kicks on. Once it comes on, the pressure starts to come up through, our water will start to get cooler than what we had it set at originally. So we're thinking whether we want to go with just a conventional standard propane fired water tank here. That's one thing we're considering. But once again, these were meant, I would say, for part-time use, because we're going to take a look at the one that we just replaced and see what happened to it here. You can see the browning that started on this one. This one's got about 2 years of full-time use on it. You can see it was really starting to get worn out here. And then when we finally said, nope, no more, is when this little sight window here that you can see your flame level through, it actually fell out, burnt out itself. And then we'll take a look at the inside here. Once we got in here, you can see that this thing's just, we used it too much. We loved it too much. Two people doing showers every day and washing dishes every day. You can see that the heat shield here has all started to give way and just got worn out. So that's what 2 years of full-time daily use does to one of these things. We do have some parts down here that we're going to keep for fixing the other one. The switch that turns it on and off, I took that off already. Then we have actually a third one here that we let freeze, and then it broke, cracked this fitting here, so we'll replace that also. So we'll keep that for parts. But I think for long-term, full-time use, this isn't necessarily the answer for it. It's a great way to start, but we just wanted to show you what we found out after doing 3 years of full-time living with this type of system. Like I was saying, this type of system does really work well for most people and most applications. I think we're just using it too much. One thing we did find out, and the reason that this one doesn't have as much time as the other one that we have that we replaced, is because after a while, you start to get we have hard water here. We don't have a water softener. So after a while, it gets built up in there. So what we did, there's a way you can get a pump to run a cleaner through it. what we did is we just took some CLR. I took this off, I put it upside down and filled the whole thing up and just let it sit for a while with the CLR in there. One other thing to think of, I was talking with about water heaters the other day with Jay from Off Grid, with Jay and Jen, and he had a really good point. They use rainwater and they collect that in IVC containers. And one advantage that he has, I do love having my well, but one advantage of having the rainwater collection is you don't have hard water. You don't have all those minerals that you're running through there. So that's just another consideration to keep in mind. Well, that's what we have to say about our hot water system. We'll see what we come up with here in the future, but thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.